special good night to the ministers, special invitees, the organizers. Thank you for being here, and all the other guests. Because Dr. Shamdio didn't use up all his time, I'm taking 3 history minutes. First, I would like to acknowledge Dr. Rita Gobing, Dr. Morris Edwards, Dr. Emmanuel Cummings, and the staff and patients of the Campbellville Health Center for their role in my recently concluded research project, which was drug adherence and the adult type 2 diabetes in a primary care clinic. I was asked tonight to speak on obesity and diabetes. And so the first thing is, what is the relationship? Obesity and diabetes, 2 challenging words for the healthcare provider, has been described by Dr. Margaret Chan as the slow motion disaster. Mr. Robert Eckel, a researcher, noted that obesity defined as a BMI greater than or equal to 30 is one of the most important modifiable risk factors for the prevention of type 2 diabetes, which accounts for 90% of all diabetics and is characterized by insulin resistance. Further, that there is a 7 times greater risk of diabetes in obese persons compared to those with healthy weight, and a 3-fold increased risk for overweight persons. The mechanism of obesity-associated insulin resistance, in which there is increased accumulation of upper body fat with increased abdominal girth or waist-to-hip ratio, is associated with metabolic syndrome, type 2 diabetes, and cardiovascular diseases. Moreover, research suggests that subtypes of fat tissue may be functionally distinct and affect glucose homeostasis differentially. However, the precise process or processes are unclear, since not all obese persons develop type 2 diabetes and vice versa. Robert Eckel has put forward 3 possible ways to link obesity to insulin resistance and the predisposition to type 2 diabetes based on work done by Wyden, Larson-Meyer, and J.C. Burnett et al. Increased production of adipokines or cytokines, and these are cell signaling proteins found in adipose or fat cells, ectopic fat deposition, and mitochondrial dysfunction. This mitochondrial dysfunction, according to J.C. Burnett et al., could be one of the important underlying effects linking obesity to diabetes, both by decreasing insulin sensitivity and compromising beta cell function. Now, what is happening here is where weight gain occurs, it leads to metabolic impairment, which leads to beta cell decompensation due to excessive exposure to nutrients, which in turn causes impaired inflammatory signaling, endoplasmic reticulum stress, excess production of reactive oxygen species, and then mitochondrial dysfunction. Now, there is also a feeling that there is some genetic link between obesity and type 2 diabetes. And so one researcher, E. Ramprasad, noted that there are 40 genes associated with type 2 diabetes, and also a number of genes identified for diabetes as well. Yet, with all this knowledge, these genes only predict 15% of type 2 diabetes and 5% of obesity risk. Hence, because of this low predictive power, we have to look at the environmental factors that might be acting on as well as the genes. Now, researchers suggest that a BMI greater than or equal to 25 increases the risk that overweight and obese persons will develop type 2 diabetes, and is further magnified by age, ethnicity, genetics, pregnancy, environmental, and socioeconomic factors. The public health implications of obesity and diabetes. The 2016 publication in Lancet revealed that BMI in 200 countries from 1975 to 2014 showed a six-fold increase from 105 million adults to 640 million adults, about 500 million in the number of obese persons globally. Global figures from the International Diabetic Association in 2013 suggest that 382 million persons aged 20 to 70 are afflicted with diabetes. Similarly, WHO noted the global prevalence of diabetes in the adult population had risen, almost doubling, and this was from 4.7 in 1980 to 8.5 in 2014. Of greater concern is that these trends of obesity and diabetes are affecting the younger population, especially low and middle income countries, with the urban areas having the fastest growth. Thus, poor nations who 2 to 3 decades ago were battling to provide basic nutrition for the younger population now have to cope with the financial burden of obesity and diabetes striking side by side. So says Dr. Margaret Chan. The World Health Organization also stated that 80% of the diabetic deaths will occur in low and middle income countries such as Guyana, and it will be the 7th leading cause of death by 2030, concluding that chronic diseases had a negative impact on the strength of the workforce, productivity, quality of life, and individual savings. The Ministry of Public Health statistics shows that NCDs accounted for 60% of deaths in males and 70% of deaths in females. More diabetics were 2 to 3 times likely to contract tuberculosis. Figures show for the country profile for Guyana reveal that 9.1% Guyanese are diabetic, 51% are overweight, and 21.9% are obese. And when you disaggregate it, women are 2.5 times or 2.5 times more likely than men to be obese. Data from the Campbellville Health Center medication adherence study, which was done in May to June 2016, that had 218 participants, we saw that 39.91% of the patients had high cholesterol, 68.35% had high blood pressure, 42.28% had both high blood pressure and high cholesterol. And of the patients whose BMI were taken, 82.56% were overweight or obese, and of these, 79% were women. In this study, cases of comorbidities such as high cholesterol and high blood pressure, especially by gender, is troubling, as obesity is a risk factor not only for cardiovascular diseases, but some cancers as well. Thus, this may result in increasing costs and demand on the local healthcare system. The public health response. It was noted that no country was able to stem the tide of the obesity epidemic in all age groups. And Dr. Chan attributed this to globalized marketing of unhealthy food and beverages, movement from active to sedentary lifestyles, and rapidly growing prosperity, which was making the poor people sick. The British Medical Journal in 2013 via meta-analysis found that surgery for the treatment of obesity resulted in greater weight loss with lesser weight regain than non-surgical methods and a higher type 2 diabetes remission rates. Acknowledgement of the growing problem locally led to the adoption of the global target of the 25% reduction in premature mortality for NDCs by 2095, and the previous speakers alluded to this. Further, the Guyana Chronic Care Model was introduced, which aims to provide quality primary care service via multidisciplinary cadre with a supportive environment. I get an extra 2 minutes now. Okay, just to want to talk just 2 minutes more to mention the issue of what is happening here, what we are doing to deal with our situation. And one of the things are screening to prevent primary and secondary diabetic complications, putting in place standards of care, and clear guidelines on the role of the healthcare provider and the patient, and the promotion of health education to attain the treatment goals. Now, the only way to achieve significant reduction in obesity and diabetes globally are via health policies that encourage meaningful research, mandate change in what foods and beverages, especially the young, are exposed to, and starting health-safe zones in schools and offices, with better planning for urbanization in developing communities with a focus on health risk and prevention. At the end of the day, the change must start with me.